Hey, welcome to the fourth and final video of the CPCU 530 video series. Today we are breaking down a CPCU 530 practice exam. I'm going to give you a couple questions so you show you how to approach and solve each question and then give you the explanation to the correct answer. And this is again presented by Associate PI. We are an independent organization, independent of the institutes and the CPCU. My name is Jake. I'm a CPCU myself. I've passed the 530 exam and I'm here to help you pass yours. And if this is your first video, you can go back and watch the other videos in the video series at AssociatePI.com/videos. All right, so in this practice exam, we're giving you 3 examples. The first one is going to be just a basic concept question, something that you'll probably see in part A of the exam. These are often formatted in the question format as something you might see saying, which of the following is true? And then you have to select the correct answer. Example 2, we are going to give you a sample concept question based on a real-life scenario. So this is something you might see in Part A or Part B of your exam based on, because it might be a concept question, might be a scenario-based question, case question, but it's kind of a mix of the two. And this is often posed in the way where it says, this is an example of what? So we're going to give you that type of example in Example 2. And question number 3 is going to be a case-based question. This is something you will see in Part B of your exam. So it's going to be a sample scenario question where you have to analyze the case and choose the correct answer. This is the most difficult question. We're going to give you one of those as well. So let's get into it. And I'm not going to fully read every answer option, every question. So feel free to pause this video and answer these on your own and then come back to the video and I will show you the correct answer. But this one right here, you can see it's a basic concept question, sample concept question, and it's just asking which of the following is true in regards to a broker. So you can see, as I mentioned earlier, which of the following is true? That's a common question format that you're going to see from these concept questions. So this one's just based on the definition of a broker, the minor details of a broker, so you have to know the concept of broker. All right, and I'm going to go on to the correct answer now. So the correct answer here, which of the following is true? The correct answer is A. A broker is a representative of the insurance customer. So this is something you would know right away if you memorize the definition of a broker. Right, on to the next question. As I mentioned, this is going to be a bit of a scenario question, so you can see it's a real-life scenario. It says, Mac tells Jerry that he will pay $100 if Jerry mows his lawn this week. Jerry mows Mac's lawn this week, creating a binding contract. This is an example of what? Again, this is something you might see in Part A or Part B of your exam because it is a scenario-based, kind of a concept question. So it could be in either part of your exam. But you can see how this one's difficult. It's saying you have to analyze the scenario and figure out what is this exemplifying. So going on to the correct answer. Correct answer is D. This is a unilateral contract. Because you know that because you analyzed the case, you read the question, and you realize that acceptance in the unilateral contract is complete when the offeree performs their part of the promise. So in this case, Jerry mows the lawn. He mows it this week as promised, and that created a binding unilateral contract. So based on your definition and your understanding of unilateral contract, you can analyze that case, read it, and you know right away it's a unilateral contract. All right, now here's the tough one. This is a case-based question. And this is something you are going to see from Part B of your exam. And these ones are difficult. They're multi-step processes. You have to fully read, analyze the question, and break it down into simple terms. So this question says, Amy drops off her clothes at Dave's dry cleaning service. Amy pays Dave $40 to dry clean her clothes by Tuesday of next week. On Monday, a car crashes into Dave's dry cleaning store, damaging all of Amy's clothes. Who is liable for the damage? So you can see this is a tough one. It's a case question. You have to analyze it, and you're not answering a definition. You're not reciting a definition or anything. You have to analyze it and figure out who is liable, like you're a lawyer. These questions are tough. So let's go on to how to solve this problem. As I said, multi-step process to answer this question. So first, figure out what type of relationship this is. Analyze the case and figure out, okay, this is a bailment because you know the definition of a bailment. But what type of bailment is this? Step 2, you know it's a bailment for the mutual benefit because Dave is holding Amy's clothes. That's why it's a bailment. He's holding the property of Amy on behalf of Amy, but it benefits both parties. Dave is paid. He makes a profit from it. He benefits. Amy benefits. She gets a service. Her clothes are dry cleaned. So it's a bailment for the mutual benefit of both parties. Next, who are the parties involved? You know, Dave is the bailee. Amy is the bailor. You need to know that because look at how the answer options are formatted. It gives you a bunch of options of Dave being the liable party, Dave the Bailey, Dave the Bailor. What is he, the Bailey, Bailor? Well, we know he's the Bailey, so it definitely can't be answer option C. Right away, you can cross that one off. Next, step 4, we have to determine what care must be provided in this type of bailment. So in a bailment for the mutual benefit of both parties, the bailee must exercise reasonable care to prevent damage or loss. So the correct answer here is answer option D, because in a bailment contract intended for the mutual benefit of the bailee and bailor, the bailee must exercise reasonable care to prevent damage or loss. So Dave has provided reasonable care. A car crashing into a store, he could not have prevented that. That was a freak accident, and that's beyond the scope of reasonable care. So you have to understand and analyze the case. And here's you can read this further explanation about how we got to this answer, but you have to analyze the case, understand the level of care needed to be provided by Dave, and you can see how this is a big multi-step process, big case question. You have to analyze it like a real-life scenario, pretend you're a lawyer to select the correct answer. So those are top, and if you want more questions just like that, just like how difficult these are, because that's how the exam is going to be, you can download our free practice exam over at AssociatePI.com/practice exam. And with that, you get a free study guide and our free definitions guide, where we give you the most important definitions that you must know and memorize. So I highly recommend you download that for more practice. And if you want to check out more resources, we go into a lot more depth in our blogs. These are all free. You can check out the exam difficulty, more exam questions and breakdowns just like this, the definitions you need to know, and the format of this exam. You can get all of that over at AssociatePI.com/CPCU530. And that's it. That wraps up the CPCU 530 video series. This is the fourth and final video of this video series. If you want to go back and review the other videos, go over to AssociatePI.com/videos. And that's it. I'm confident you're going to pass this exam. Remember, this is a tough one. Remember to memorize those definitions. And if you have any questions on the content, remember, I passed this exam. I personally answer my emails. So shoot me an email at contact@AssociatePI.com. Good luck on the exam.